Teresa, a minute ago you said about my continuing on with this little experiment.
Yes.
And since we were going to be, we have been outside for the second interview, I'm just wondering who's going to want to sit in your chair when it's 40 below?
I wonder. Because I'm frozen right now, just for the record.
Okay. So a little bit more about maybe the coping strategies, and Thanksgiving was different this year. That
Yes,
was really
yes,
challenging.
and that sort of brought everything, I think, to light. We all had probably a very modified, restricted kind of Thanksgiving celebration, and but I was thinking also how much we still have to be grateful for, and I think living here, I think, is one thing for me that has been such a source of joy. I've just made so many friends and learned so much about living in community, and which I love, by the way. That was one of the things that attracted me to this place, was the sense of community and the warm welcome that people gave us. And I think that when I think about all of those things, I think that in spite of the fact that we're so challenged by this pandemic that we're in, I think there are lots of blessings to count at the end of the day. And this came to light, especially for me. I think most people know that I had a brush with breast cancer last year, and it was quite a difficult time in my life because I had a lot of treatment that was not pleasant, and I developed a whole new appreciation at the end of the day for all of the things that I look to in my life for positive support. And amongst the things that I can think of right off the top of my head are my certainly my church community, absolutely my family, and my neighbors, everybody who lives here. People were just wonderfully supportive and encouraging, and thanks to the other 6 members on the executive, we were able to carry on with barely a blip, I think, and I think it speaks to the fact that when people pull together, I think just anything is possible. So it was a real eye-opener for me, and once again, I think just made me realize what a very fortunate, blessed person I am.
Well, you are a person of very strong faith, and it came through in that difficult time. So that's really wonderful. What you were saying?
I was saying when I was thinking that you introduced me at the beginning of this tape as the past president of the Quiet Tennis Association, and I am still having a hard time getting used to that term, past president. It's just 2 weeks ago, that
Right.
I gave up my spot on the executive, and I think it's very, very important for people, for these positions to change, so that we get new ideas and new blood and new perspectives from people. So if anybody is in the least bit inclined to let your name stand for one of those positions, I encourage you to do that when the opportunity presents itself. It doesn't just have to be the executive. There are lots of other places where we need help and support, and I always say, and I really believe, that when we volunteer for something, we get more than we give.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for spending the time with me today, and especially, actually, folks, we're both sitting here and we're just freezing our buns off, okay, just to let you know what a sacrifice this is.